It's been a minute. I feel like this will be video diary number 2. I'm having trouble speaking. I feel like in these past few weeks, my own company hasn't really offered me much solace. I've always been someone who's been okay with being by myself. Like, as much as people who may interact with me on a day-to-day may probably disagree, I am more introverted. I feel I'm more introverted. I need my alone time, I need my space. I love my room. And I feel calmest when I've had my slow mornings and slow evenings with meditation, journaling, getting to witness the inside of my being. So much has changed. I think my last video diary was probably June, September maybe. Well, September now. July maybe even. And the last time I was talking about it, I was talking to you guys. Last time I was talking to you guys, I was still not haven't heard from my universities. And now I'm in university, I'm starting uni, working towards my degree. Not only that, but I'm getting to an opportunity to get into research, which is something that I've really been wanting to do. Working part-time too, as a tutor. And it's just me and my sister right now. So, for context, it's just my mom and my sisters. There's 4 of us. And my dad really, he's in the picture, but he's not really in the picture, you know. If you've had an emotionally and often physically unavailable parent, guardian, or whatever, you know what I mean when I say that someone is there, but they're not really there. I feel like when my dad was around, he wasn't present. He'd often leave late in the evenings. I remember saying goodnight to him when he'd be going out and waking up late in the morning after being out all night. My parents' relationship was tumultuous, and he didn't really offer me much parenting aside from the trauma he inflicted upon me. But physically, for the last, I'd say 12 years, 10 years in which was a prison sentence, he's been not physically in our life. I haven't seen my dad in about that time. Face to face, FaceTime videos, whatever. And it's strange because throughout the course of that, through the course of my history, I've stepped into the role of the second parent. And with, I think everybody's dealing with financial issues. So many people dealing with financial issues. We're in a recession, let's be real. Can't say we're entering it anymore. My mom has had to leave to find better work, and she's a nurse, so travel nursing is more lucrative than staying and finding a full-time job somewhere. And what ended up being the best for us to make ends meet, and even with that, her leaving for a higher paying job, it's still a little bit of a struggle. So part of that trade-off was me being here, taking care of the house, taking care of my sisters. 2 of them are in college, so they're not under my immediate care, at least. And the 14-year-old is here with me. He's in school. It's been strange. Taking care of a teenager is literally the weirdest experience. Because sometimes it's like you're so clearly taking care of a child. And there's these moments of such like insight and maturity. They're like, damn, she's been so good with her chores. Like being consistent with them. There's stuff that she can't do, obviously. She's still the baby, so she can't cook for shit. She can't cook for shit. And then she does, her recipes are often baked goods, or I end up having to force a vegetable into that dish. So, like, you're so mature, and still I'm forcing you to eat spinach. It's crazy to me, but it's really beautiful. The thing is that I'm struggling, but I love my life so much. I've had everything I wanted. And there's a song every single time I feel like I say that sentence, the song comes up. I don't know, I need to learn how to add music to my videos, but it's Everything I Want by I don't remember the name of the band, but it's strange. I don't know. And then I'm figuring out how I push and where I pull back. Because I'm not gonna do too much because I worry that I'm not doing enough. And sometimes I worry I'm not doing enough, and then I feel like I'm not doing enough. The dishes pile up in the kitchen because we're both sick, but I'm still pushing. And I forgot to take the meat out of the freezer. I just remember that now for dinner tomorrow. I'm so tired. So tired. And I feel like my phone has been keeping me company in a strange way. TikTok has been way too much for me. I feel like I'm entering phases where I'm like cutting back so hard, and then I end up falling into these whirlpools where I'm like so uncomfortable with sitting with myself that I end up right back into like spending 2 hours scrolling instead of doing something productive. It's because I'm tired, I'm stressed, and I don't have a suitable outlet. Or there's this need I have, is a better way to put it, that I have not been able to satisfy myself. And I've been able to do a lot of things myself. But I really, really can't make up for human company, at least in the way I'm seeking. Before I get onto that, I think I just want to say this funny thing. I was talking with my sister, and she's like, I don't even know what we were talking about. And then she asked me, are you my parent? And I was like, sometimes. Or are you my mom sometimes? And I was like, sometimes I am. I don't know. There's so much grief in that relationship, in caring for her that way. I remember her being a baby, a newborn, and in the African traditional way, it's like there's a way you wrap a baby carrying, you wrap a baby onto your back. Her being 9 or 10 and tying her to my back. My mom would leave for work. I don't know. I feel so grateful that I get to take care of her. But at the same time, there's just so much to that, you know. I'm still so young, and she's so young. And sometimes I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing at all. But I also do, and I'm learning so much about myself and so much about her. But I can't help but be scared. It's scary. This is me. I'm gonna put it up. In astrology, and my thing with astrology is when people think of astrology is that I think of astrology like the way we think of elements. So there's water, fire, air, earth. They all represent different things, and they all have their associations. Water, we can associate water with emotions, air with thoughts, earth with the physical body, the physical experience, the 3D. Fire with the manifestation, action. And I think astrology works that way too. They all kind of greater building blocks for the things that make up our universe. So when I think of things like Saturn, where I feel like I'm someone who's very Saturn world, I've always been one of those people that I expect a lot from myself. And I think my reality bends in that way, if that makes sense. Because ultimately, we create our reality. Everything is of the mind. Everything is connected to you. Everything exists within you. And understanding that, I recognize that I want a lot for myself. I want to achieve great things. I expect to achieve great things. So the pressure is getting worse and worse, you're not gonna lie. It's not a bad thing, but it's a lot. I feel like a lot of these conversations are going back to intimacy for some whatever reason, but it's been a strange place for me. I feel like there's a manifestation. Everything that is here now for me, I know 100% that I manifested it. I created this. The research intensive, what I'm doing right now. Not only am I doing that, I'm doing that on a scholarship that is giving me money to attend these courses. I got a job that fits with my schedule. I'm working online. It's also within my education. Also buffers up my resume. And it is all things that I know is taking me to my long-term goals. But I feel like when it comes to romance and intimacy and direct connection and that sort of feels, I feel like I'm left like floundering in water, like doggy paddling, because I don't know how to swim. I've learned to swim in so many aspects of my life. I'm learning that in my friendships, my familiar relationships. I'm noticing things. I'm deepening my intuition. But I just feel so lost in this aspect of my life. One of the things I realized recently is that I couldn't even tell on what I wanted because I have so many hangups on what I feel I deserve, what I feel like I am capable of holding. And it was never about whether or not I wanted a relationship or whether or not I want a meaningful emotional connection with somebody, because that's all I ever wanted. But it was about believing that I deserved that, or believing that I was worth that, or that was worth waiting for me. I know it is because I feel it. Like, I'm already made of everything I want. That's something I already know. And it already exists. It's already here. Just because I can't see it in the physical doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But I struggled with that so much. Maybe because I haven't really seen these healthy emotional relationships, the kind of love that I'm seeking, modeled out to me. Maybe because I have so many insecurities, which this eclipse season, bruh, I have not felt this insecure in so long. It's crazy. And I am someone who I would say is incredibly fucking confident. Even to the point where it's my detriment at times, to be honest. It's insane. And that insecurity has left me even outside of this. Because I feel like what I've been feeling this past season has been a generalized feeling of insecurity. It's crazy. I'm learning to sit with it, which, to be honest, probably explains a lot of the increase in doom scrolling. Usually when I am feeling a generalized sense of discomfort, I want to doom scroll real bad. But I feel like in terms of this thing, I end up in a place where I send out this message. I say, well, okay, so let's think of you dating apps. I'll be like, I'm searching for a long-term relationship. But I'll put I'm open to a short-term relationship. I recently even switched to like figuring out my dating goals. I'm only looking for something like casual. But that's not what I want. It's really, really, really not what I need. I'm not gonna lie. And I like to pretend that what I'm seeking for is simple. And it is. But it isn't surface level. Because that's not really what I need. And I'd like to pretend, I really, really would like to pretend that just hooking up with somebody would be enough for me. Or that I'm at a point in my life where I have too much going on to really invest in a relationship. But that'd be wrong. And I have been lying to myself to an extent. Because I know I do have the capacity. And maybe that's where the confidence comes in again, where it's almost delusional. Because I've just listed all the things I have going on. I'm raising a sibling, I'm taking care of a house, I'm in an insanely difficult career program. I'm doing another research course on top of that, and I'm working part-time. Aside from that, I gotta take care of my body, I gotta work out. I still have my own interests, my hobbies, the books I like to read, my spirituality, which plays a huge role in my life. Maintaining my sanity to do all these things. But still, I want this thing. And not because I feel this lack, but that my life is incomplete, because I don't feel that way at all, like not even a little bit, but because I crave it. And yeah, some of that definitely is me feeling a little bit lonely. Because I do miss the intimacy of a partner. I think I'm just scared of what it is I'm seeking. Because I also know what it will require of me. And like all the other things that I've brought into my life, I've felt it before I've seen it. Months before I started school at this program that I am in, I dreamt of it. And even now, and I'm also even afraid of mentioning this because I feel like there's a part of me that thinks that I'll jinx it for some reason. That's not how it works. This is also my fear, my conditioning. But I've been dreaming of this person, and I don't think that anyone I've met before, I guess not in, maybe not in the physical, but I feel like I've known them. And maybe this will sound insane into my next video diary where I'm talking about it again, or I'm not, doing it the next thing. But it doesn't really matter. No one really needs to know except me. In terms of my work, where I'm at right now, at least the great work is what I would like to refer to. So not career stuff, but spiritual. I've been working with ceremonial magic, a lot of ritual work, and through the ritual work, and also I've been reading the Bhagavad Gita. I'm almost finished it actually. has been my need to deepen my meditation and sitting with the self, capital S, self. That's been strange and crazy and interesting. I feel like I enter these spaces where I feel like I'm losing my mind, which isn't bad because it feels like I'm detaching from my mind at another level. And part of the ritual work that I do is calling in the various aspects that make up our worlds, like the elements we were talking about before, and also higher states of consciousness and deeper states of awareness. Same thing. But it's been weird. Along with that, I just finished a course I've been doing, which is about conscious manifestation, which is crazy since it's 3 years been me talking about manifesting and stuff, whatever. I just finished it literally yesterday. I know it's been crazy. My last manifestation practice. Like I said, we're a little sick. The last manifestation practice, like the last month of the meditation, was to sit with the frequency of stillness, of the one. Not much else way to describe it, but recently I've been feeling subtle vibrations, I guess, in the past at least 2 weeks, I guess. And last night I sat with this energy. I recognized it as my own. It was so strange. It was beautiful. I think I was writing about it this morning, my morning pages, and I was like, it's so beautiful. Like, I understand wanting to be near, but I also recognized it was very dense. It was very heavy. And a part of me wanted to put a judgment on it, and I did. I think part of me thought my mind was going to all the things that I was doing, like, I guess, wrong, like my insecurities, my overthinking, things that I've been holding on to that I should let go of. And maybe things that I would, I guess, in my mind, I would say, dampen my frequency. And even saying this now, I do recognize it's a little foolish. I don't think I understand enough. I think I should sit with it more. This is the goal for the next however long until we see what comes of it. But I'm excited. I feel like I love making these videos because they're like little ways to touch base. But yeah, overall, I don't really know what's going on. So much is going on, but just on the inside, so much more is happening that I also don't really understand, but I trust because I do know. I do know what it is I'm seeking. So what other direction would I be going? That's what I got for y'all. I think I wanted to read something. I'm about to start Giovanni's Room. I was going to say for next, The Body Keeps Score, which is the other book I'm reading. Oh, that's what I'm reading for the month. I'll show off my books actually. Where's the body? The current needs. The Body Keeps Score. You can tell she's very well loved. I've been reading it probably since August. There's about 3 chapters left, but getting through those chapters have been a busy because there's so much going on. No sides to finish. It's been a great read. And honestly, I feel like it's one of those books that really put in perspective all the things that have worked with me in terms of dealing with my own PTSD. And because, bro, tell me why I fully forgot I had PTSD. Like, my brain completely, like, shut that information out. Like, I don't even know what happened with it, I'm not gonna lie. I only remembered, and not even remembered, I didn't even know I'd been formally diagnosed with it, to be honest, when I started working on some forms for school. And doing these forms, my doctor gave me a problem list. But I'm gonna put a little picture of it because it was just funny. As my other diagnosis, which generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder, whatever. And then post-traumatic stress disorder, along with my IUD that I had at the time, which is funny to me as fuck. And I was literally in a therapy group for like a good 6 to 8 weeks for PTSD. And my brain completely shut that information out. It's crazy what our minds will do. Like, my brain completely cut that out. It's like, that's not relevant information. And I was reading this book where I only found out like halfway reading this book that I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Why I read a lot of the stuff that she was explaining with trauma survivors. And I feel like the book really, really very much put into perspective for me why all the things that I had been doing for the past couple years have helped me so much. Why yoga's helped me. Why traditional therapy never really fucking helped me at all. Why mindfulness is something that I felt drawn to. It explains my history. I guess not even explains, but it helps contextualize my history of self-harm. And it's crazy. Like, it was crazy to me in that sense. And I love getting to sit on the precipice of spirituality and medicine. And I know that's where I want to work in. This line, this balance between the cults and Western science. I think it's amazing. It's a beautiful place to sit. And it's this place in which you can learn so fucking much. You know? The book I've been reading, like I said, is the Gita. And I've had this copy of the Gita for so fucking long. Like, I bought it at the beginning of my journey about 2-3 years ago when I first started getting into my spirituality. After I had like this big old awakening experience. And it's crazy how long I've read this book. But I recently started reading it, and immediate connection. Everything has its time. I think I tried to read it a while back, and I never really connected with it. But I really connect with it now. And reading it before my meditations has been very, very nice. So just sitting on whatever I learned from it. I'm grateful I get to read the copy. But other than that, I have a couple books I've been wanting to start. I read a couple books before school started, so these are getting my next reads, and because I really want to talk about them, and I'm hoping by the time I make my next video diary, I would have read them, and I can actually talk about them. This is Randy's Room. James Baldwin. Oh, I'm really trying to get into my classic Black literature. Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I've been reading a lot of romance, and I was reading, and this is something that I've been wanting to read for a while. I got the audiobooks, but I stopped because it felt like it was one of those books that it would be better to read from a physical copy. And recently I was reading, I'll show you this book. 7 Days in June I was reading, and here's another book by the same author, Tia Williams. She makes like these amazing Black romance books. And just books on Black love are just so like amazing to me, because it's like, I don't know, I guess we don't see a lot of that. I don't know. I think a lot of us have given up on that, especially as a Black woman. I feel like we've kind of given up on the idea of that. And I get it. People do often feel weird about the concept of it, especially if you're someone who isn't Black. I feel like it's difficult to get it. But if you get it, you get it. You know? And what that really means, like the importance of Black love. because it's not something that I can get into right now. I think I can even make a video about that later if I feel like it, but it's a disease. But to me, it's always beautiful and always felt heartwarming to just like, I don't know. But the author, Tia Williams, ended up talking about it as you're watching God. It's like one of her first favorite books on Black love that was just beautiful. It wasn't about trauma. It was just falling in love. And these romances in which were often not depicted as sweet and soft and beautiful, you know? So I'm excited to read that. And next Tia Williams book that comes out next spring, Misconnection. I follow her on Instagram. I don't like following like celebrities and influencers on Instagram, but I have to like know. I have to know what she's making next. And then I also have, hopefully I can read this first, start reading this by the winter. Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. Which I'm so excited to read too, because it's about a girl with hyper empathy. Which, why did lighting name change? Oh, yeah. Which, I'm not gonna lie, especially dealing with before I deep into a lot of my own somatic practices, I struggled heavily with. You know, feeling overwhelmed by everybody in the room's feelings and their emotional reactions. And all that was my own hypervigilance because of me being in flight or fight 24/7. But there's also a spiritual commitment to that shit too, let's be real. Because everything is spiritual. So reading this is going to be exciting. And the earlier I was talking about it, I feel like those little synchronicities that line up when you connect with something. My sister we were talking about N.K. Jemisin, which she read both of his season, a book that I started reading in high school, but I didn't finish the series because the last book was so hurtful, I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot for a series, and it was mildly traumatic. Not in like such a terrible evil way, but it was just, you felt it a lot. So I think I stopped halfway through the last book, and I've been wanting to pick it up again, and this copy had a foreword by her, so I was like, damn. And I found like a video talking about how this book is like basically predicted so many things that are happening right now. I was like, damn. Yeah. Two other books I picked up recently. If you ever seen those boxes that have books, check them out. They'll have like, you'll never know what kind of books you found. Found my second Bell Hooks read, which I'm so excited about. The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. I'm so excited to read this. You have no idea. This one is about love and the patriarchy and how men experience love and the difficulties with love. And I'm so excited to read this. Like, so excited to read this. Especially as someone who engages in relationships with men. Like, I love men. And I also think, I don't know. So many of the men in my life have suffered in their own ways. And their suffering has bled down into the suffering of the women around them. I don't know. I know it isn't up to us to love men out of the hurt of the patriarchy. But I think it's important for us to recognize the patriarchy hurts them too. You know, as a member of society and as a person who plays a role in a larger community and on a spiritual level, a member of the one consciousness, I like to be able to offer more love to that side of our demographic. I know also for Black men it's a whole other experience, so learning more about that is, let's take opportunity. And then this is a dumb one, because I always have like a dumb little read. And I might reread A Love Song for Ricky Wiles if I'm feeling really depressed about how single I am. But don't judge me. It was there. I decided to take it because I've never read it. It's a beat up copy too. So I only took one book. The second book wasn't there. The third book was there for some reason. So I decided to take it. Might as well read it. And also, I'm feeling the urge, the gremlin urge to build up my book collection again too. So exciting. I might do a book tour at some point. But not now, because I must go to bed and finish my readings for my class tomorrow. But thank you for listening to me. Take care.